Since the pandemic of COVID-19, I've been speaking to many singers, many artists and entertainers and songwriters and all the great and the good involved in Irish music and entertainment. I've got a gentleman with an astounding success for in excess of 30 years in music. Not alone is he a fine singer and entertainer, but also an incredible musician as well. And continually popular. It's in excess of 30 years. Once I mention a song like The Marquee in Drumlish, there's only one man we can be talking about. Declan Nerney. Declan, how are you? Lovely to talk to you.
Hello, Jerry, and hello to your listeners today, and I hope you find you all well and in good form.
Indeed so. Declan, what do you call it? You were one busy man for a long, long period of time.
Yeah, well, I got a huge run, I suppose. I got maybe several bites of the cherry, I suppose, in a way, but... you don't look at it like that. You look at this as, this is what you loved, what you set out to be, like a fisherman. You fish until the last days you're able to go to the river. So a bit the same, like in music and a musician. It's of a similar nature. Either you're all 100% involved or not at all. That's the way I look at it. So it starts from your very, very young age until you're not able to go. I don't ever see a day or envisage a day that you'd retire. I know that we're in a precarious situation at the moment, and with God's help, somewhere along the line, some wizard will come along and devise up some formula that'll reprise the whole thing again, and people can get along in a safe way with their lives.
Indeed so. We've it's been truly incredible that that the complete music industry, indeed, all of the arts has been completely blotted out of the world at this stage since March.
Well, it is. It's a peculiar thing. I suppose nobody ever envisaged that this day would come. That something in a pandemic form would put the world out of action with such technology that there's about and such scientific research that there is at the same time. But it goes to show you, like a famous song. I think it's oh God, I can't even think of the man now. A Bat Out of Hell. It's called
Meatloaf.
Meatloaf, is it?
Yes.
Meatloaf. Well, that bat must have surely been from hell, wherever he came from. With that concoction that he come up with, but nobody ever knows what tomorrow. There's no guarantee of the next hour. But I in another way, maybe I know that there's people who have become on the wrong side of the line of this whole pandemic, and their families are. And I actually know a few of our personal friends who suffer the consequences of it, and it's not at all a very nice topic for them to swallow at any stage now. But hopefully maybe that something good might come off the back of the fact that so many poor people have lost their lives and everything, and that maybe sometimes some good often comes out of very tragic scenarios.
Indeed so, and that there have just been so many. I mean, I know so many people who have been ill, and unfortunately some who've died. And it is something, it's when that happens that it becomes very real. And
well, it is. But I envisage that when we do go back playing, or we get to that stage again, that you'll be in the hall and you'll be looking down, and you will be, you will see where maybe the particular people were sitting, and you'll be thinking of it. It will be foremost in your mind for a long day to come. Particularly all of the generation that's around now, from the age of 10 years up, surely will remember everything about this.
That's for sure. That is definitely for sure. And something which nobody ever thought, mankind never ever thought that we'd face this, because we sort of thought we had it all cracked, and we had a medicine and a tablet for everything.
Well, there was, the human being has got to the stage that everything is on a takeaway delivery service, and a wanted now type of thing. And people had some, in Wales, I suppose the world had got to a stage where how valuable the people around them were. This was maybe trying to come along that the most valuable asset in your collection is not how much you have in your pocket, it's how many friends you have and who you can call upon tomorrow morning and this evening. And, maybe it might revert back to that again. People will see the value in a human being, because phones and gadgetry and stuff had definitely taken over and has taken over in a big, big way. And, how powerful and how good is it now at the same token, at the same time. So it shows you that interaction between people is still the most powerful the action that there is on earth.
Indeed so. And we've seen it, and particularly in the pandemic times, and in the crisis that has hit on at the moment on a worldwide basis. What have you been doing yourself, Declan? Have you done any Facebook Live things or anything like that since lockdown?
I haven't really done much of that sort of stuff at all, Jerry, because I find that, we'll say, with all due respect to the whole thing, the not the standard of it, but the technology that there is for getting it across there, it's the reason why songs cost so much in the studio and so much time is put in there to record the song and to have it like honed up. It'd be a bit like a carpenter just cutting down a tree with a chainsaw and making a press out of it with the chainsaw. It would be, rather they're honing it down and bringing it to his workshop and playing in it and putting in the proper little mechanisms that makes it so fancy and stuff. And the same thing is to be done with recording studios and songs as well. There, the little microphone that's in a mobile phone or whatever. It's just a little condensed thing that it's only able to do so much or take on so much of that there. So I don't think it's doing justice to the artist or the song, really. That's my own personal view upon it. Now I can be wrong, and people would say to me, "No, you're wrong," but that's the way I see it.
Now, you have actually performed since March. You appeared at a drive-in.
I did in Enniskillen on Saturday week last year, and the actions like that there, I think that there probably could be a little bit more done in that sphere, where the patrons would get to various places and the acts and artists would get out and get wearing their wares probably out to a better systems and stuff, and people would enjoy it. I think that they would enjoy it. There's no doubt about it, because in Enniskillen there seemed to be great enthusiasm among the people that were out there and they were standing by their cars. They were social distancing now, and the whole thing was very, very well conducted. I have to say, there was no such thing as any misbehaving in any way whatsoever in any order. So it is something to be walked upon and going forward.
Indeed. Some artists who've done drive-ins have said to me that they found it very, very strange. Instead of people like applauding, they flashed the lights and tooted the horns and things like that.
Yeah, well, it is, because they have to make the best of their situation. They're in a car there, so they have to do whatever they feel at the time. That's I suppose that's complimentary to the act on the stage, and that's the best they can do. So they let their let their hair down, they let their lights out, and that's the way it goes.
Indeed, it was yourself and Gary Gamble, Hugo Duncan, and Robert Mazzell.
Yeah, that was the combination on the day.
Yeah, indeed. I have to say, I did see some footage on it. It looked absolutely cracking. It really did, and everybody did appear to enjoy it. And it must be nice for you as an artist who's so used to performing live to actually be able to get out and about again, and just be able to get out and perform.
Yeah, well, you see, And that's probably another thing back to this first question you asked me about on screen stuff there. If you're just in a room on your own, there isn't anybody else on you, just a camera, there isn't any enthusiasm, there isn't anything to spur you on to a lot of the acts that I see on there use backing tracks and stuff. So you do need the spontaneity of people around you. If it was the musicians, even the musicians on the stage, they help to create the buzz for the show, I suppose, and that creates that little bit of extra excitement about it.
Yes, indeed. I bet, and it did, from the footage, as I say, I didn't see it all, but some of the footage I saw, it did look in Enniskillen as though it was, absolutely cracking, and, a great atmosphere, and, great crack all round for it. Now, Declan, you've also recorded a song about Kerry's Country King, the radio presenter Dermot Moriarty. Kerry's Country King.
Dermot Moriarty. Dermot's a very popular DJ and has been involved with Kerry Radio for over 30 years now. And he's in the morning yourself, Jerry. He'd be a veteran broadcaster and a person that is where his music, where he really what he believes in and plays. And Billy Morrissey come up with this song about him, and so they asked me would I give a little hand in putting it together as well and recording it with Johnson. So we went in and we put down the song, and Dermot then took it away, and he added some pieces to it himself with voiceovers, and that's what came out. And it's apparently it's very, very popular, particularly upon Kerry Radio, where Dermot is stationed.
Indeed. It's good. I'll have to say, it's a well constructed song and very well produced. Everything about it sounds very, very good. I'll have to say.
Oh, it does, yeah. We give it the full whack. Like it's got same treatment as any tune we would record. So if you're going to do it, you do it to the best of your ability. So that's what happened.
Indeed so. And do you still? I believe you've got a collection of old style tractors and machinery and things like that. Have you still got those?
Yeah, well, that keeps me busy these days. I'll be walking away from that because particularly the old vintage stuff there. At all times, you need to keep after it, or the rust. I'll beat you to the winning post. That's so. You have to keep at them all the time. And then there are so many. There's great new places with all the odds and ends and pieces that you can purchase now to enhance the machine, and that wasn't maybe on the go back even in the days when they were in use on the farms. And you get all these pieces now there on the internet and shops and whatever that supply these things. So it'd be great to get your hands upon them and repair things and put them into working order again and see it working. I sort of love to see vintage things coming back to life again and try and restore them to their former glory, that sort of stuff.
Indeed, yeah, that must be fabulous. But I actually was of the opinion, obviously wrongly, that parts would be a real issue to try and get for vintage equipment. Well,
they're actually not. No, there is a scenario that there is what's called spurious parts. There's pieces that particularly the tin work of old tractors and stuff. You need to purchase from the right people to make sure that they fit properly and all of that. There is that sort of thing.
Right, that's excellent. So you've when it's all over, you'll have a cracking selection of machinery and then in full working order and in full fettle.
I'll be out for hire in the vintage way, in a big way for ploughing and mowing and one thing and another. There's lots of old pieces to keep the thing going, but we do all live in hope that one day it will, and it will too. There's no two ways about it. It will resume one fine day, and there'll be a hell of a great party that day.
Indeed so. I know at the moment, to many people they sort of think, when will this ever be over? But I mean, it will. It's just a case of if we can.
Oh, well, yeah, it's like the famous phrase, "This too shall pass."
Indeed.
And indeed it will. And I think that if and the people are being very, very good at the minute, and the old social distance and following the rules best you can. I know that you can. There was people who were following the rules and done everything right, and all of the things, but still happened to be unlucky and contacted, and that is a very sad scenario, all right. But hopefully that people will be able to just sit back and wait, and that's all we can do, I suppose. That's the whole sum about it. It's something extraordinary that happened in our lives.
Indeed.
And we were around in the days of history. These will go down in the days of history. That this will be it will be accounted for, and that's the way it will be put down.
Indeed so, and we look back on it, and hindsight, of course, is always 20/20, and everybody will be able to look back and see those who did it right and those who didn't do it right at the time, or call it right at the time that it is. But you're keeping yourself busy doing all of that, Declan, at the moment, and who knows, there'll probably be more drive-in events happening as time goes on.
Well, no, it's a start, I suppose. If you look at it another way, it's a start to drive-in things, because it can be built upon, and it can be built upon in a way that maybe if they get the social distance and plan right, and people operate it in a proper fashion, that they will be able to have some type of stand-up concert.
Indeed.
And that would be some move. Then I can tell you, we would be going in a great way then, and I can actually see that day happening. Obviously, bigger. It's all about space and facility. That'll be the answer to it. And I think I read upon the paper one of the days there gone past that some doctor says it'll be the people themselves that'll actually cure this, because they will learn to live how to get round about it. It's like an escaped lion from the zoo that comes into your lawn. If he's at the front of the house, well, he can't be at the back of the house at the same time. You know what I mean? So that type of thing, where people will hopefully be able to learn how to, learn how to live with it for this spell at least,
Indeed. So that definitely is it. But fingers crossed on all of that, and fingers crossed on the the live performances. And Declan, this has been lovely to catch up with you in the strange times we have. And listen, I wish you yourself and everyone involved with you, good health and stay safe and well.
Well, and I want to thank you yourself, Jerry, there, because, as I said earlier, you're a veteran broadcaster yourself, and it's a long, long time ago since you presented me, and I actually have it here in the house, and it's one of my treasured possessions, a mirror, when it was on Star Radio that you presented me with way down in I think it was maybe in Monaghan or Cookstown or somewhere on the night, and that's over 30 years ago. And since then, you've been serving your dishes every way you can there upon the media to keep our music live and keep the people happy, and we salute you for that there, and thank you very, very much, and continued success to you, and long may you reign.